Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to beautiful Missouri River Bottoms. Today, if you remember the end of the last episode, I said I need to find a new tillage cultivator, or I'm kind of looking for a disc chisel, because after corn it'd be nice to do a little bit more to cover up the stalks, and then soybeans you don't need to do any tillage. Especially as flat as we are right here. But yeah, so we're going to be going and looking at a neighbor's just down the road. There's a neighbor that has a ripper, or a or not a cultivator. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, basically it's a ripper. And now that we have a tractor that can actually pull a ripper, well, yeah, should be able to pull this one, because what this one calls for, I've been told, is only about 180 to 190 horse at most. We have a 200 horse tractor, so we should be able to do it. Should. But we also are going to go look at the John Deere dealership. There is another version of what we're looking at, as well as a disc ripper there. Yeah. So, anyways, with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump in the truck. We're going to head over there, and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Alrighty, guys. So, obviously, the landowner slash farmer doesn't actually live here. He did live here at one point. The house used to be like right there where you kind of see the weird little clump of grass. Right there, I think it used to be right there if I remember right. But for whatever reason, he tore down the house. I think he said something about the basement always would flood, which makes sense. The river is literally down that hill. And, well, I guess not down this hill, but there's another hill over there. You can see those little clumps of like trees over there. It goes down, and yeah. Anyways, yeah, so he has this chisel plow, which is there's an identical one that we're gonna go and look at in town. This one has sat outside its whole life, he said, because it doesn't fit in his doors here. But he also has this disc chisel, which I'm very interested in, because it's I believe 8 meters wide total. But also, it's a disc chisel, so that'll help chop up the stalks a whole lot right before, and then rip too. But yeah. So I was just kind of curious. This thing definitely, you can see its age in it. Old steel I-beams as its main frame instead of square tubing. Like this is a, rectangular tube, but yeah. Enclose it. Whereas like this, I mean, it works and probably is a little bit cheaper to do an I-beam like that. But it'll catch dirt and has a tendency to rub on things a little bit worse. Like the hydraulic hoses, I'm guessing, are run probably on the inside of this tube here, and when they get back there, it just provides more friction points. Whereas like this, the hydraulics are probably inside this center tube here, if I had to guess. So, very interested in this. This one is listed for $5,500. He has this listed for. This one he has listed for $4,500. The one in town of this one they have listed at $6,500. But there's a Deere disc chisel that I want to go look at while we're in there. So, yeah. Anyways, I guess I'll go ahead and see you in town. And we'll look at those two, and then I'll come back to you for my final decision. So I'll see you guys in town. Alright, guys, so we're in town now. As you can see here, we got a John Deere disc chisel. Main reason I'm very interested in this is because it's a Deere one. And like I said, I think they have this one listed at 60. I think these are both listed at 6,500, but it could be wrong. I do believe the Alice one is a little bit wider though than this one, but we will have to check. And yeah, this is just another version. They're the same, literally the same style as the other one that we saw um, on the other side of the county. But yeah, this one's just here. So yeah, and it's been gone through by the dealership, which reminds me, while I'm here, I'm just gonna look at this lovely looking side by side. How many hours do you think are on it? 23. Think any of these have more than that? I think these three are brand new, if I remember. Yeah, they definitely came off the same shipment. This one I knew was used, and I think it was used by, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was used by one of the local conservation boards. So like they, conservation board manages some of the animal habitat around here that gets put in by like the CRP that the federal government does, and yeah, so pretty sure this is here because they decided that they didn't need it anymore. I believe they just went and bought another truck because it can carry a lot more and it's a lot safer. And like the laws are different. Like what you do for one of these, what you personally, how you drive it and all that is almost completely up to you unless you're taking it on the road. Whereas like if you work for some of the governments, like either the federal government or state governments or local conservation boards for like the counties, at least in Iowa, like they will still make you do every safety thing. You're like required to do every safety thing, and it's like a fireable offense if your supervisor catches you, or if you get turned in by anyone saying you were doing, like you didn't have your seatbelt on like this one that has seatbelts, or if you had like, I think you're technically supposed to wear long sleeves too if you're driving these, and supposed to have helmets on and stuff like that. So like by the time you put someone in a helmet or something on that, and they have some of the other safety gear that they might be required to wear, it's just way easier and honestly probably cheaper nowadays to just buy a cheap pickup. Because I think like this one might even cost $50,000-$60,000 brand new. So yeah, they probably just sold it back to the dealership and went and bought a cheap pickup for whatever money they got this through. So anyways, that's a random ramble that I didn't need to go on. But yeah, curious what this is listed at though. Should see what that's listed at. But we are gonna go ahead and go home. I'm gonna see which one of these is bigger. I'm gonna probably go with the disc chisel instead of the regular ripper. But it's gonna be between this one and the Alice one. We just have to see which one's bigger. Alright guys, welcome back now. So obviously I went and got a deal done. Spent $5,500 on a disc ripper, like I said. So we'll go ahead and wander in here. And I bought the Alice one, the 1500 min till. I believe it's the same width as the Deere one, but it just was $1,000 cheaper, and also just 2 miles down the road. And I can go 2 miles down the other way and get parts for it whenever I need to. So yeah. So yeah, I guess there's that. There's our second big purchase of the year. That'll probably be our last purchase of the year. But yeah, we maybe we'll end up getting rid of this disc soon, but we'll probably, before we buy any more equipment, we need to see if we can get some ground bought. I know of like a 5-acre field, I believe, that is going to be for sale, kind of in some woodier ground to the south of us, so we'll be looking at that. Hopefully we can get that bought by the end of the year and have another track of ground, which will be nice. And then we can hopefully start to upgrade some of our other equipment when we get a chance. So yeah, anyways, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it's a little bit different than our action-packed episodes, but kind of showed what we did this summer. We spent basically a week buying a tractor there right after planting, and then spent now another week here, mid-June now, buying this disc ripper. So, well, not really a week, but we spent some time during the summer. We spent realistically an afternoon looking at it, but it's something I did this summer, and I didn't want to just jump to harvest like I think we're probably going to do in the next episode. So, yeah. Anyways, with that, with our lovely corn crop growing in the background, that'll do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.